Okay, in the final lecture of this section, we'll be looking at creating void forms, which are effectively geometry that cuts out of solid geometry. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to create a solid extrusion. Just going to draw a rectangle. Go to my 3D view. I'm going to extrude it upwards. So I will be creating void forms and cutting out of this solid geometry to demonstrate the functionality. So we'll begin by creating a solid extrusion. So I'm going to go to my right hand elevation, and a void extrusion is simply an extruded 2D profile, exactly the same as a solid geometry. So I can just create the sketch here, make sure that it's closed. Click on Finish Edit Mode. You can see it's created some geometry here. I go to my 3D, I rotate around, you can see that it's cut out of the solid geometry automatically. I can go to my front elevation, I can select the geometry, I can then use the drag arrows to select and snap to geometry or reference planes if I have them in my project. So there we go, that's how to create a void extrusion. Next we'll look at a void blend. So I'll go into Floor Plan, the void forms, void blend. I'm going to just create a simple rectangle at the bottom here as my base. Then edit top, create a circle, slightly offset. Finish that sketch. Go into my 3D. You can see it started to create it here, but obviously it's not very tall, so I'm just going to click and drag it up. It'll automatically snap to the top of the geometry. And there you see how it's created the void blend and cut it out of the solid geometry here. Next I'm going to create a revolve, and we're going to create a little basin or bowl out of the top of this solid. So I'm going to go to my front elevation, create void forms, void revolve. Again, remember with a revolve I need to draw an axis line and then a boundary line. So I'm going to create an axis line just down the center reference plane here. And then I can draw a sketch for the boundary, making sure that it doesn't overlap with the axis line. Finish that edit, and you can see again, if we go back to 3D, it's cut this bowl out of the top here. I can click on the void revolve and change this to 180 degrees. I can see it's changed and only cut out 180 degrees. Next we'll look at void blend sweeps. So we'll click on void sweep, and this time, because we have some 3D geometry, we can use the pick path method rather than the sketch path, which allows us to pick 3D edges. So I'm going to click pick path. I'm going to select these 3 edges, and you can see how they highlight in blue as I hover over them, which means I can select them. So I'm going to finish that edit mode. I'm going to go to my floor plan because I need to draw my sketch in top view. So select my profile, edit my profile, and I'm just going to create a simple triangular cutout. I'll make it a bit bigger. Let's click that and move it out that way. Go back to my 3D view, click finish, and then finish again. And you can see how it's swept that profile along those 3 edges that I selected. If I change this to hidden line, so you can see how the geometry has been cut out where that sweep is. I can select the sweep there if I wanted to. I could edit the sweep. I could pick path, and I could actually delete this line if I wanted to, and the sweep is updated to only cut out these two edges. The final void form we can look at will be the void swept blend. So if I just go to a front view, create a void swept blend, I'm going to sketch the path. Remember, I can only have one path, so I'm just going to create an arch going through the center here. Finish edit mode, go to 3D, select this profile, edit the profile, draw a circle around the center, finish that sketch, select the other profile, draw a polygon with 5 sides from the center, finish that profile, and then finish the blend, and you can see how it sweeps and cuts through the geometry like so. One thing to note is that you can, if you've accidentally created a piece of geometry as a solid and you want it to be an extrusion, so let's say I'm going to my front elevation, change this to hidden line so you can see the front elevation. If I wanted to create a void going through the center here, but I accidentally click on extrusion and I select the sketch and I create it, and I change this to 1000, make it 2000, so we can see it protruding. I go to 3D, here it is, and I realize that I've made it out of solid geometry rather than void. I can change that by going to solid or void, clicking on the drop down and clicking void. However, you'll see that it hasn't automatically cut out of the geometry, so in order to do that I can click on cut, select the solid geometry first, and then select the void geometry, and you'll see that that has now suitably cut out this extrusion from the void. So that's just a good note in case you've created the geometry using a solid and want to easily swap it to a void. So that covers void geometry. One thing to note is that it's always worth trying to avoid using void geometry where you can. So as an example, if I have an extrusion over here, and I want to cut a hole out of the center, you should avoid using void forms and instead edit the sketch of the extrusion, because I can do it in plan. So I can edit the extrusion, I can cut a hole out here, because Revit knows that these two sketches go together to make solid between the two. So I can click finish, go back to my 3D, and you can see how it's created the void form here. So just be aware and consider using void forms, as it does take more processing power within Revit to create the void geometry. Okay, that's it for this section. I hope you've now got a good understanding of created solid and void geometry. In the next section, we'll go on to look at how to add complexity to your family for use within projects. Thanks, I'll see you then.